When he got close to us, we noticed it was a man, and he was carrying a shovel. Hey guys, it's Jessie. Welcome back to my beautiful channel. We are going to get into some Josie horror stories. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay, that was cringy. I'm never doing that again. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are new here. Let's get into it. And don't forget to like and comment. Mwah. This dude who lives across the street from me went to jail for trying to beat up a disabled kid to death. Okay. On my elementary school sidewalk, he's an alcoholic and he's always drunk. Basically, he befriended this kid from his church who was in a wheelchair. The kid was like 14 or 15. He was like 18 or 19. Weird. One day, my neighbor invited the 14-year-old over while he was super drunk. Then he took the kid outside, threw him out of the wheelchair, dragged him to the sidewalk by my elementary school, and beat him up until he thought he was dead. What? It was the middle of the night. Then he went to the kid's house, got his mom, and dragged the mom to her son's body so he could see what he had done. She managed to call the police and an ambulance just in time, but her son's disability worsened and he's traumatized for life. Yeah, I think he would be traumatized for life, because what? Excuse me for laughing in the beginning, because wheelchair, like, he threw him out the wheelchair, not that he just threw him out the wheelchair. The age gap, you're like 18, 19 and you want to be friends with a 14 and 15-year-old. Like, what do you have in common with a 14 and a 15-year-old? Hopefully the disabled guy is okay. Like, on to the next story. When I was 8 years old, I remember this time my brother and I were girl, I can't read. But when I was 8 years old, I remember this time my brother and I were waiting for our bus to come pick us up from school. And it was still dark outside. It was a pretty small town, so our bus had to drive pretty far to come get us. I remember it was pretty cold outside, so we would set our backpacks on the ground and sit on them and bundle up in our coats while we waited for the bus to come. We both saw this figure walking down the road towards us, and we thought it was one of the older kids coming to the bus stop. When he got close to us, we noticed it was a man, and he was carrying a shovel. He came up to us and asked if we saw someone walk by there not too long ago. We both said no, and he walked off in the other direction. I didn't think much of it because I didn't make any connections, but I think about it now as an adult and think, holy crap, this guy was carrying a shovel looking for some guy, and the sun hasn't even rised yet. I don't know which one's scarier, this story or the fact that I can't read. What did the man do to the guy with the shovel? Because you gotta do some dirty stuff for someone to get you in the daylight. He was thinking about it all night. That got me looking around. Is he here? That wasn't too scary. That was just some light. On to the next story. We had this forest close to our home where we would tell each other that our weird old grandma lived. There was a cabin deep in the forest, or so our older peers would tell us, because we had a rite of passage where at 11 the boys were to walk up to the house and knock on the door. It was my turn. We walked towards the house and arrived about 11 p.m. when my friend stood by a rusty old gate just before the house to allow they were allowing him to walk up. It was not it was me. Walk up to the house alone. I gathered the courage and knocked faithfully. Nothing happened. I knocked again, a little bit louder this time. Still, nothing happened. Feeling victorious, I turned my head back to my friends. When I arrived at the gate, they were not there. Friend. The place is covered in dried leaves, so it would be pretty easy to hear any footsteps, but I don't recall hearing any. A grumpy old voice called from behind me,
Who is it?
I ran back as fast as my feet could carry me. When I arrived at the edge of the forest, I found my friends sitting there waiting for me. What the heck, you guys? You really freaked me out. They did not know what I was talking about. We were waiting for you this whole time. We didn't think you arrived early. Just go by yourself. Huh? Normal stuff going on. Whoever was there must have not been his friend. Next. That shook my boots a little bit. Okay, so this is going to be the last and final story. When I was around 5 or 6, I lived in a very shady neighborhood. My dad went to work, my mom was in jail, dang. And our babysitter invited some friends while we had a party. But when we were walking to her house after picking her friends up, we seen a white figure with long black hair staring at us. Mind you, this isn't the first time we've seen this figure. The way I would have packed my stuff and left wherever neighborhood they live in. Anyways, back to the story. Mind you, this isn't the first time we've seen this figure, and we all saw it. I was on a girl's shoulder and almost fell when we were running. Years later, her dad set her house on fire. And she didn't make it, sadly. Okay, that was... Okay. I'm thinking about the Slender Man, but I don't know if... Girl. Hello? That's a demon. I don't play that. That is the end of the video. I hope y'all like this video. Comment if you want more of these type of videos, and subscribe to me if you already haven't. Girl, just comment about it already. Like, you made it this far in the video, might as well subscribe. Bye.